The Wise and the Fool, a tale of two paths. Fool walk the same road, breathe the same air, and stand beneath the same sun. Both are born into the world with empty hands, and both will leave it the same way. Yet, their journeys are marked by a stark contrast, one of understanding and ignorance, of thoughtfulness and carelessness. The wise man wonders, how does the fool survive? He watches the fool stumble into fortune, dodge disaster without knowing it, and continue on, oblivious to the dangers he never sees. The fool, in turn, never stops to wonder about the wise man's caution, his questions, his endless pondering. He does not recognize his own ignorance, because to him, everything he needs to know has already been answered, whether correctly or not. The paths they take. A wise man steps carefully, watching where he places his feet. He questions the path ahead, understanding that each step carries weight, that each decision shapes what follows. He knows that mistakes can be learned from, but should not be repeated. A fool walks without looking down. He stumbles, falls, bruises his knees, but laughs as he gets up, never considering why he fell in the first place. He does not ask if the road leads anywhere. He only follows whatever is easiest, whatever feels good, whatever requires the least effort. The choices that define him. A wise woman saves money, plans for the future, and considers the consequences of her actions. She knows that time is a river that cannot be stopped, and so she builds her boat before the storm comes. She studies, learns, listens. She does not reject hardship because she understands that struggle shapes character. A fool spends carelessly, believing there will always be more. He ignores advice, laughs at warnings, and when the storm arrives, he finds himself drowning. He blames the rain, the river, the world, never himself. Fate and fortune. Do they favor the fool? It is a mystery, even to the wise, how the fool often finds himself escaping consequences. How does he land on his feet after leaping without looking? Why does he seem to walk unscathed through fires that burn others? Perhaps it is because he does not fear. Perhaps it is because ignorance blinds him to dangers that would paralyze a wiser man. Or perhaps the fool is simply lucky. But luck is a fickle companion, and when it turns, the fool finds himself unprepared. The wise, however, do not trust in luck. They trust in preparation, in foresight, in discipline. They know that luck can only take a person so far before reality demands payment. Lessons learned or ignored. A wise man loses everything once, and he rebuilds with patience. He studies what went wrong, understands the cracks in the foundation, and builds again stronger. A fool loses everything repeatedly, yet never learns why. He blames fate, blames others, but never himself. A wise woman sees suffering and learns compassion. She understands that pain is a teacher, that sorrow deepens the soul. A fool experiences suffering and only grows bitter. He does not learn, he only resents. The great equalizer, the end of the road. Yet, in the end, both the wise and the foolish meet the same fate. The rich and the poor, the careful and the reckless, the thoughtful and the careless, all return to the earth. So what is the difference then? If both live and die, why should one choose wisdom over folly? The answer is in the journey. A wise man dies knowing he lived with purpose, that he left something behind: knowledge, love, understanding. The fool dies with regret, or worse, without even realizing what he has lost. The wise leave behind lessons for those who come after. The fool leaves behind warnings. The final question: which path do you walk? Do you stop to wonder, to question, to learn? Or do you stumble blindly, trusting that things will work themselves out? The wise wonder how the fool survives, and the fool wonders why the wise worry so much. But in the end, only one truly understands why.